everyone, my name is Heather and welcome to the channel Bookables. Today I thought it would be a fun idea to do a video of talking about my favorite book by my favorite romance authors. So basically I have some romance authors that are just auto-buy for me, which I will share in another video if you want me to, but I wanted to share with you my favorite book from them because it's hard. A lot of my favorite romance authors, I've given a lot of their books a 5 out of 5 and it's hard to kind of deem which one's my favorite, but I decided to do it in this video. So authors that I really love and adore and my favorite book by them and why. So there's not a lot of intro for this one because I don't think there needs to be, so let's do it. So first up, of course, we have Emily Henry, who is one of my favorite romance authors. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I've given every single one of her books a 5 out of 5. I know, but this, I will say, while filming this, I have not read her new book, Big Beautiful Life, so I don't know where that falls in the ranking. If I'm editing this while I read it, I will let you know, or I will let you know down in the comments of where I would put it as far as my ranking. I don't think it's going to top my #1, but you never know, okay? Just want to preface that. She has written 6 books, with including her newest release, but my favorite of all time by her is Happy Place, and this is a controversial one. I don't think this is in a lot of people's like #1 spot, but it was for me, and I'll tell you why. And I've done a whole video of me ranking her books in case you want to check it out, which I highly recommend you do, and explaining why I ranked them the way I did. But Happy Place was just, you know how sometimes you read a book at the exact right time in your life? This was Happy Place for me. So this book follows a character named Harriet, and Harriet is in her mid-30s, and she, at the beginning of the book, is broken up with her fiance Win, and none of her friends know it because her and Win have a very strong like kind of college friend groups where they're just a big group. They all love each other. It's just amazing and happy-go-lucky. They have not told them that they've broken up yet because they don't want to have that conversation. Basically what happens is they all decide to go on a vacation, the girls at least, for like the last vacation on the East Coast, like in Maine, I believe, and Win is there with the other guys, and they're like, oh crap, we don't want to ruin this vacation for our friends, so let's pretend we're still together. And that is what the whole book is about. It's obviously a second chance romance, but the reason why it's my favorite is not because of the romance, as weird as it sounds. It's about the friendships in the group. This whole book, I would say the primary thing is about friendships in your mid-30s and how you guys are all leading very different paths, and will you be as close to each other as you used to be? Friendships change. They, you know, sometimes people aren't your friends anymore, or they just, relationships look different. And I connected with this so much because I'm in my mid-30s. I have different set of friend groups. Some of them are stronger than other ones. Some are kind of fading, sadly, the friendships. And ones I never thought would fade, but they are because we just kind of are all going on different paths. So it was really, I really connected with this book because of that. And that's why it is my favorite. I love and adore it. And it's going to take a lot to knock it off for me for first place. But I know you're going to be like, oh my gosh, Happy Place is her favorite book in this by this author. Yes, it is. It is. And that's just me. Every book people read is personal, and sometimes you'll connect with a book and you just can't explain it. You just, ugh, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Speaking of, we have another one of my favorite authors is Abby Jimenez. I love her books. I have been reading her since the very beginning, and probably my least favorite book by hers is her very first one. I'll have to say, I am in the middle of her newest book, Say You'll Remember Me, so I don't know where it's going to fall out in the spectrum. And what's weird is I think it could take first place. I really could think it could take first place. So I'll have to let you know while I'm editing. But as right now, as of filming, my favorite is Just for the Summer. Before I read this book, my favorite of hers has always been the Happy Ever After playlist. I love and adore this one. It's so underrated. Not enough people read it. You need to read it. But when I read Just for the Summer, again, kind of like Happy Place, it just, I connected with it so much. Lately, she has known exactly what to write that connects with my life, because this whole book is about characters that have to suffer the consequences of their parents' action. And I connected with that so deeply. So in this book, we have a character named Justin and Emma, and basically they bond over a Reddit post that they feel cursed that, like, whenever they break up with somebody, the person that they break up with goes on to find their soulmate, and they're just kind of left there in the lurch. So they decide to kind of date for the summer to kind of break the curse, and that's very minuscule of this whole plot. Justin is dealing with gonna be the caretaker for his 3 younger siblings because his mother is going to jail. And he's like, I never expected this. And then Emma is very much has a tumultuous relationship with her mom, who has been a horrible mom to her, and she keeps popping in and out of her life. So they both are really suffering from a lot of trauma from their parents' actions. And I just, oh, this book made me sob because I connected with it so much, and I love and adore it. But so yeah, if you haven't read, just read her books. You will not be disappointed in the slightest. We have Allie Hazelwood. I have read every single one of her books except for one. I have not read Not in Love. I just haven't gotten to it. I will read it eventually, but I really enjoy her books. She has really like kind of done different things in her romance world. She's started off with writing kind of STEMinist novels where it's about women in science, which I love and adore. It makes me feel stupid, but I still love it. Then she kind of drifted off into paranormal kind of romance, which I love. And then she's also trying to do the whole steamy kind of college romance, which again, I love. And she's also written a young adult book, which I love. But my favorite by her has to be Bride. I ate this junk up like freaking candy. This is like a werewolf and a vampire falling in love. We have a character named Misery, poor girl, that's a vampire that has to get married to an alpha werewolf named Lo, and it kind of goes from there. It's very steamy. It's got like the whole like mate thing and the whole, it's very much almost kind of fanfiction-y, I'll say, but I ate this crap up. I loved it. 5 out of 5. It's my favorite. I wasn't expecting this to be my favorite, but man, I can't wait to the next book in the series. Like, I can't wait. Then we have Christina Lauren. I have read the bulk of their books. There's been a handful maybe that I haven't read, but they've written a lot, like a lot. But hands down, my favorite by them is for sure The Unhoneymooners. I love this one. Whenever somebody asks me, particularly in summer, what's a good summer romance? No doubts, no questions, this is the first book that comes to mind. I love and adore it. The cover is amazing. So basically, this is about 2 characters that hate each other that have to pretend they are married on like a honeymoon in Maui. Like, hell yeah, sign me up for that. So this follows Olive and Ethan, and Olive's twin sister is getting married, and Ethan's best friend is getting married. And so basically what happens at the wedding is the reception, seafood comes. Olive and Ethan somehow are the only 2 people that don't eat it, and everyone gets freaking bat sick. Like, everyone gets insanely sick. And so much so that the freaking bride and groom can't even go on their own honeymoon. And so Olive's sister's like, hey, you're my twin, like, go on this freaking honeymoon. I don't want to lose anything. Go with Ethan. And they kind of have to pretend they are engaged. You can tell what happens. Hate to love. I loved it. If summertime's coming up, my friend, if you want just a fun beach read, this one right here. Like, this is going to take a lot. And I've read a lot of Christina Lauren books after this to take this off the #1 spot. Next up, we have Elsie Silver. So this is one I feel kind of iffy about. I haven't read all of her books. She has written the Chestnut Spring series, which I have read all of them except the very last one. I don't know if I'm going to read it just because the reviews have not been good. And now she has the Wild Rose series, if I'm not mistaken, or the Rose Hill series. I read the first book in it, have read the other 2. So I've read like 4 or 5 books for her. So I feel confident in putting this on there. But my favorite of hers by far is one I was not expecting to love as much as I did. And that is Reckless. This is the 4th book in the series. This one blew me away. This is a Grumpy meets Sunshine, but reverse. So she's grumpy, and the guy character is like a freaking golden retriever. Loved it. So this book follows Winter, and she is the main character in the first book's sister. And she meets Theo, who is a young bull rider. They have very much chemistry together, and they are like, we should not do this. And then they decide, let's just do one night and just get it out of our systems. Well, a baby comes out of that, and then things get kind of rocky when it picks up many moons later. I love the relationship between these 2 so deeply. Like, I love this one. I recommend if you could read any book in this series, in the Chestnut Springs one, read Reckless. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It is my favorite of hers by far. Then we have Tessa Bailey. She's not one of my all-time favorite romance authors, but I have read a good chunk of her books. Like, I enjoy them. I would say she's good for palate cleansing. Like, if I just need a quick, steamy romance book to read, I will always turn to her. I do have some ones that I've really loved by her, but I will say over the past few years, I haven't loved a lot of her books, but that's just how it goes. Maybe she'll release ones that I'll just fall in love with, but I'm gonna give you 2 because I think there should be options. My favorite of hers is Reborn Yesterday. Not a lot of people like this. I freaking ate this junk up because it's about vampires. And I love vampires. Buffy, Angel, I mean, come on, Spike. That's why. So this one follows a character named Ginny and Jonas. And Ginny is, she's a mortician. And so one night she's about to embalm a body, and then it wakes up and it's Jonas and he's a vampire, and it's very much a forbidden, steamy vampire romance. Look, I just ate it up. Is it well written? Is it like really plot heavy? It's just a steamy vampire romance that I love. So there's that. Say my other one that I really love, and I think is a lot of people's favorites, is It Happened One Summer. I really enjoyed this one. It really reminded me the main character of Alexis from Schitt's Creek. It's about a rich girl that has to move into a small fisherman's town. She meets Brendan, who's a kind of grumpy fisherman. Steamy times happen. It's adorable. So, I mean, either one of these. You want like a steamy vampire one with not a lot of stuff in it? And also, if you want a great summer one, check this one out. We have Sarah Adams. I have read, I think, 5 or 6 of her books. I've really predominantly read the When in Rome series, or the Rome, Kentucky series, and I really enjoy that one. But my favorite of hers by far is When Practice Makes Perfect. This is the second one in the series, and I loved it. I did not love When in Rome as much, but Practice Makes Perfect was just a cute, wholesome romance. If you want that, I would highly recommend it. This one follows Annie, who owns a floral shop. She's a florist, and she meets Will, who is a bodyguard, and Annie's always been looking for love. She wants the love that her parents had, but she's never really quite had it before. And so Will's like, we'll kind of fake date, and I'll show you how a relationship should be. You can see the plot coming from a freaking mile away, but I ate it up like candy. It was delicious. I highly recommend it. It was just adorable. It's my favorite by Sarah Adams. There's been some that have come close to it, but this one always seems to be right on top. Talia Hibbert. Sadly, I've only read like 4 or 5 of Talia Hibbert's books, which I'm beating myself up about. But predominantly, I think she's known for her Get a Life, or the Brown Sisters series, which I really love and adore. My favorite of hers by far is Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I just really connected with the character. This one follows Chloe, who suffers from I don't want to say autoimmune disease, maybe not, but it's a disease that's kind of hidden, where a lot of people don't know. It's not very physical, so it's very interesting in that, and she pretty much wants to kind of live her life and take chances. So she meets Red, who is kind of the apartment handyman, and he's like, I'll help you get through this list, because one of them's like skinny dipping, go apple picking, all that kind of stuff. And it's just really freaking adorable, honestly. I need to read more Talia Hibbert books. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm beating myself up over this. Last author I'm going to talk about in this video is B.K. Borison. I have read 5 of her books now, and I have to say my favorite of hers is her latest release, First Time Caller. I know it's controversial to say because everyone loves Love Light Farm series. I do too, but something about this book, I just fell in love with. It's very much Sleepless in Seattle inspired, and I adored the mess out of it. So this book, we follow a character named Aiden and Lucy, and Aiden is the host of a radio show, like a Heartstrings or something like that, and basically a little 10-year-old girl calls in, is like, I need some romance from my mom, and that mom is Lucy. And so she goes on the show and things happen. It's a very cute, organic kind of friends to lovers romance, and I ate it up. I loved it. A lot of people have been liking it, not loving it, so I might be in the minority here, but man, I adored it so deeply. It's my favorite. So I'm going to end this video now. I could do a whole part 2, part 3 of other romance authors I really enjoy and tell you my favorite book by them. If you want that, please let me know. I would love to continue on with this. I might just do this for favorite book from my thriller authors that I love, stuff like that. I might continue on with that. But either way, I would love to know if you agree with me. If not, let me know. We all have different opinions, and that is totally okay. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.